Hi, this is Ethan here from MyDrawingTutorials.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to draw a really cool optical illusion called the impossible star. The first step is to draw a normal star shape. First, put a dot in the middle of your paper. This will represent the very center of your impossible star. Next, draw a perfectly vertical line going up from this dot. The length of this line will represent the length of the branches of your star. Okay, so we got one of the 5 branches. Now it's time to draw in the other ones. To do this, imagine that there's a circle around the center dot, and you want to divide this circle into 5 equal pieces. You can use the first vertical line as your starting point. Now you can just eyeball this, or if you want to be really exact, you can use a protractor to measure it out. You'll want to make the angles between each line 72 degrees. When you're done, you should have 5 evenly spaced lines pointing out from the center dot, and these lines should be the same length as your first vertical line. Now just connect the ends of these lines in this pattern to form a star. And voila, we have a perfect star. By the way, if you find all this measuring to be too technical, feel free to draw your star freehand. Okay, hard part's over. Now we just have to turn this regular star into an impossible star. Go to the tip of each of the star branch and measure a small distance down. Then draw a horizontal line across this point. This line will determine the thickness of your impossible star, and the further down you go, the thicker your impossible star will appear. I think the impossible star looks better when you make the branches thicker, so I'm going to go down about 3¼ inch. Repeat this process for the other 4 branches. Just be sure to keep the spacing uniform throughout. When you're done, just erase the tip of each of the branches. Okay, so before we go any further, let's ink in the lines that we want to keep to avoid confusion. I'll use a 1.0 Copic multi-liner pen to put in the outline of our drawing. I'll include the link to all the materials in the description. And let's just erase some of these guidelines so it doesn't get too messy. Much better. I'll keep these guidelines that form a pentagon as they'll come in handy later on. The next step is to connect the corners of our star-like shape in the following way. Notice that we now have 2 pentagon shapes at the center of our drawing. We have a large pentagon here and a medium pentagon here. Let's actually draw a 3rd pentagon inside the medium one. The best way to do this is to draw all the sides of the medium pentagon again, except move them inward so that they form a smaller pentagon. As a quick tip, the smaller you make this 3rd pentagon, the more you will emphasize the contorted look of your impossible star and make the optical illusion even more striking. So I would actually recommend making your pentagon even smaller than the one I'm drawing here. Now let's just ink in this small pentagon. Okay, to ink in the rest of the drawing, just imagine that you're trying to get from the small pentagon to the large pentagon. Here's what I mean. Let's start with this side of the small pentagon. To get to the large pentagon, you can either go left or go right. For the first one, it doesn't matter which one you pick. So let's just go right. Draw a line from the small pentagon to the large pentagon. And once you reach one of the sides of the large pentagon, make a turn and go along that side until it ends. And that's it. So let's move on to the next one. Once again, to get to the large pentagon, you can either go left or right. But since the left side is blocked, we'll have to go right. And once again, when you reach the large pentagon, make a turn and run along its side. And just repeat this process for the remaining 3 sides of the pentagon. The last step is to connect this line with the tip of the star. And let's do that for the other 4 lines as well. Now just erase the pencil line and we have an impossible star. Now let's add some shading to give this drawing some dimension. Let's work on this branch here first. I'll start by using an HB pencil to put down a base tone in this area. Then I'll put dark gradations in these 3 areas to emphasize the fact that the branches of the star are overlapping. Now let's move to this section and put a gradation at this end and this end with a highlight area in between. Next, I'll use a 2B pencil to reinforce the darker areas. And now we'll just repeat this process for the other 4 branches. Lastly, I'll take a 4B pencil and add some hard shadows in the areas where the branches are overlapping. This little bit of detail will really make the drawing look much more 3-dimensional. And now let's just put our signature on it and call it a drawing. For this week's giveaway, the prize will be a $20 Amazon gift card and the signed drawing in this video. To win, all you have to do is click on that link right there to go to the Facebook post for this lesson. Then simply share and like the post to enter. A winner will be randomly selected on this date, so make sure you get your submission in before then. By the way, congratulations to the winner of the previous giveaway. Please just respond to the Facebook message I sent you to claim your prize. If you like this video, please help me out and share it with your friends on your favorite social network. Also, I release a new video every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, happy drawing!